In all honesty, I wholly find Utopia to be the most entertaining game out of the three, and that is not a good sign for a three-pack visual novel like Data Live Rio Reincarnation for the PS4. I played the games in canonical order: Utopia, Arsu install, and the titular game itself, and I'm already feeling like the first is the most enjoyable, or rather, if I'm already feeling like the first is the most enjoyable, it only goes downhill from here. This game is not a game designed for anyone other than those who like the visual novel genre. I am not one of them. Hey guys, I'm One-Rinne. This is part 1 of 4 for this Data Live retrospective. Like the video, subscribe, and click the bell and all to be notified of more of my content, and let's begin. What's going to happen is what you guys have requested. A review for each game within the pack of 3 that the Rio Reincarnation PS4 port has. I'm going to give my thoughts on the matter for each topic, but I'm also going to make a video talking about the conclusions I'll make and overview exactly what went so downhill. Yes, trust me, this port went massively downhill. Spoiler warnings ahead. Starting with Utopia, you've got to feel for Shido. Despite being an absolute Melvin, he doesn't deserve to see those he cares for die. Yes, that's the major shocking conclusion. It also does not help that veterans of the anime fandom can easily tell by both hair color and seiyuu who the main antagonist is for Utopia. Since there's no mechanics, as visual novels ain't games by pure design, we must judge based on its story quality alone. A story quality, mind you, that depends on branching choices to alter the story as you desire it. Problem is, to maximize your story content, you've got to make your choice, save scum, make your choice. If that is already a slog, chances are that you'll find this quote-unquote game series a complete chore. Yet despite this game being a top disappointing game of 2019, I did promise to platinum hunt it. This game, thankfully, is nowhere near as bad as Dark Rose Valkyrie. That being said, it is a far cry from being anything remotely good. Visual novels fans are a niche within a niche, and quite frankly, those who are willing to tolerate a lack of gameplay variety are rather slim. It makes me legitimately wonder if they're masochists, because man oh man was I dissatisfied with this overall product. Utopia, though, is thankfully the easiest of the 3 to gel into. Very limited character selection, and therefore less people to clog up the story. Rinne Sonogami, the titular character in Utopia, is flat out adorable and lovable. The routes are remotely decent, since we get to see Origami Prego, as well as the fact that Kurumi's always great to see, and Origami's thirst cannot even be quenched by a lake of Gatorade, whilst ultimately ending in great tragedy when we lose Rinne at the end of the game. Then, there's the awful stuff involved. Toka is somehow even more insufferably retarded than in the anime somehow, and I have no idea how that is possible, considering she was already short bus tier as it is. I started my Data Life interests with the anime up to Season 3. Probably because Season 3 did such a good job getting me interested in Rinne to begin with, that Utopia felt appealing on cover and in story. One positive out of all 3 games is no freaking Natsumi. Yay, we've reached bare minimum! Low bar quality! Seriously, if I had to do a goddamn motherfucking Natsumi route, I would have committed Sudoku. But, see, I had to deal with Toka for 3 games. 2 of which also feature her as a route. Cool beans for you Toka fans, but this is my retrospective, and one thing I've learned from my gameplays is I flippin' hate visual novels. Even worse, ones featuring unentertaining, obnoxious brats. There was a point where I legit lost my sanity to the point where where I could make a Joker movie solely about me, where all you have to do is play a compilation of Toka moments, like those horror movies where you use hooks to keep the eyelids open. You get the point of reference. Then there's Kotori. In all honesty, I sort of liked Kotori in the anime. However, these games did everything in their power to make me hate her. Lol, you think you find Toka the worst character, one man? I'll take your Toka and raise you a Kotori. Seriously, when she's not being a retarded child, she's a sociopathic bitch who automatic dishwasher facial expression setting is scornful bitch smiling. Seriously, the amount of time her eyebrows are slanted downwards is almost a permanent fixture. For 90% of the time, she's in black ribbon mode. Yoshino, and by extension, Yoshinon, are just great. If these games only featured Rinne's, Origami's, Arasu's, Yoshino's, and Kurumi's routes, this would save us grief and massively chop down unnecessarily bloated content. I think that overall, the biggest weakness this game pack has is its amount of pure content, i.e. what I dub as Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory Syndrome. One other thing I've noticed about these games is that they're less engaging as an overall story and more engaging as a moment-by-moment story, i.e. you're more likely to enjoy it for the moments you'll like, but be bored out of your freaking mind for the rest of it. I don't think a single person gives a flying fuck about the dumbass bitch trio or Tonomachi. Oh, and that's the worst part of every of these games. Bitch Trio and Tonomachi. Are any of them even necessary? Like, I can maybe argue on behalf of Reine and Kanazuki. Maybe. But for fuck's sake, what kind of possible purpose do Tonomachi and me serve other than for me to just rage? The answer, none. So yeah, if you like Toka's route, you will probably hate Origami's route and Rinne's. I'm not of that mindset. I like Rinne's, the what if route, Origami's, and Kurumi's, and pretty much don't care about or hate the rest. That's pretty much its design in the end. It focuses too much on specific routes to be enjoyable. But at least Rinne Utopia specifically makes the overall story narrative somewhat entertaining. The true ending is rather depressing and haunting, and again, over the course of 3 games, I felt legitimately bad for Shido. Or at least when he's not acting like a Melvin. Not gonna lie, the soundtrack for Rinne Utopia specifically gets on my nerves. Yeah, you get the song. Real Reincarnation, as the whole 3 games it contains, has an obnoxious soundtrack. I'll give credit on Toka's route though, because it does give her some development. But again, it isn't phenomenal nor worth the insufferable stupidity. If you like stupid characters, this game may just be for you. Toka is insufferable, and every time I see her, I literally am forced to down a courage drink. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I made up the courage drink meme in response to how god-awful Toka was. For a lack of proper mechanic, for being a visual novel, for the continuously obnoxious soundtrack, and for several awful routes, yet also a good story hook like Rinne and the true ending, I'm rating this game on my retrospective as a 4 out of 10 for Rinne Utopia. With that, guys, have a nice day.